All right, everyone. Welcome to round three of the first week of the exhibition match. So this is effectively the finals, and a quick overview of where we what happened in the last couple of matches. In the very first match, I faced an opponent, Zlor Barish, um, who wasn't able to clear. I think he went defense heavy, so wasn't able to clear my Darth Revan, and struggled a bit on a couple of my other teams as well. So that was a good win, although I didn't get as many banners. 1888. The second one, the last time, my opponent Ice Spear went really heavy on offense and was able to clear, but not as efficiently. So he set a really light defense. So I was able to get about 19, 12 points over there. So two wins. And the third one, my opponent is going defense light as well, again, just like the previous match. And my guess is they've kept all their meta teams on offense to try to clear me more efficiently. So let me give you a brief overview of my opponent and where the standings are in the group. So I'm facing Andrew Ye. Both of us have got two wins each. We're about the same in GP and in terms of meta characters, and exactly the same amount of G11, G12 Zetas. So not much difference in our rosters. It's pretty close. He's got slightly lesser number of 6E mods than me, but in terms of speed mods, almost exactly the same as well. So a pretty even matchup. And as expected, the if you see the two guys with zero wins, Baruba and Darthovius, those are the guys who really did not attack much. If you can see from their scores, they're still in Carbonite. They didn't really. They probably just set auto defense and let the opponents win. So yeah, so that's why it really doesn't matter what kind of an opponent you're facing. Always check their GA offense and defense stats to see if they're serious about attacking or not, because they just might not, and you might end up getting a nice clear win. So let's go ahead and move over to the actual offense. So similar to last time, this is going to be an efficiency play. I did go heavy on defense, similar to what I've been doing in the last few matches. I've kept both my Revens on defense. I've kept Darth Revan with Sith Marauder and Night Sisters over here. And below, I've kept my Jedi Knight Revan with Old Ben and Ezra. And I've kept my Rex Scoundrel team with Acolyte to go into hiding and then snipe from there. So this team did pretty well for me. My opponent, I think, underestimated it last time, and I managed to get a single hold over here. So two battles it took to take this team down. I think Zalbar ended up tanking quite a lot as well. So I decided to keep this in the front again, just to either draw out a really good meta team to prevent if my opponent is trying to stop themselves from underestimating it, or if they underestimate it, this team might end up getting a hold, or at least end up taking out some protection. Rex, as I mentioned in my last video, I no longer use on offense just because he's terrible for banner recovery. He's so squishy, he ends up losing health and most likely protection, and ends up dying as well most cases. And you end up losing 2-3 banners just over there. Might as well go with Bastille Elite if you want to go with Wampa right now on offense. So Rex is much better on defense just because the tenacity up, the turn meter gain on crits, all that can prove to be really quite a nuisance to your opponent. And Yeah, so if you pair him up with a few meta characters with good AoE, good attacking skills, good sniping, his tenacity up prevents them from a lot of debuffs and gives them a lot of turn meter to really do a lot of damage. So from now on, I think I've decided to go with the Rex hybrid teams on defense. I might change it up from time to time, but for now, I like the Rex Scoundrel defensive option. And I've kept in the front just so that my opponent ends up wasting something. At the back, I have kept my Geos this time. Last time I'd kept it in the front, and my opponent used Basti Wampa against it. This time I've kept it at the back, hoping that they use up some of the other teams in the front. And then I've kept a new team this time. I've kept Newt with Dooku and Nest. And the main goal of this team is to spread extortion, to survive long enough to spread extortion, to make it troublesome for your opponent. And with the more extortion and more profit, both Newt and Dooku, they end up getting a lot of profit and end up uh, bumping up their critical chance and critical damage and all of that. And Dooku counters a lot as well, so that's going to end up helping them. Nest, in the meantime, is pretty fast, about 290 or so, and it's going to end up dazing right from the get-go. So that's Nest is there primarily to prevent cheap counters like Ewoks or Troopers or maybe even EP. Um, and uh, and then you have Leia in there who's also going to go into stealth. Apart from Newt and Dooku, who'll also go under stealth. You have Leia who'll also go under stealth and snipe from there. And once she's under stealth, she's not coming out. I've just kept Savage over there to act as a one shot because Dooku hits below health, and if he's able to get someone to below 50%, Savage will be useful to one shot that guy. But the main goal of this team is keep three attackers under stealth and have Nest as the main tank to to be out in the open and create some havoc. So hopefully that one is another team which doesn't require which might require a meta team to take out, and it can't be cheaply taken out by a cheap counter like Troopers or Ewoks. And at the top, behind the Darth Revan and Sisters, I've kept my Django team. I've pulled Nest out from here and kept Zam over here. And then I've kept my EP team. EP Vader. Vader is pretty fast, I think effectively 280, 290 speed. And there's a pre-taunter as well. And this team, I prefer to keep on defense these days just because of the lack of protection recovery on offense. I've kept all my other teams which have good protection recovery on offense. So that's my defense. Let's quickly go over to the attack phase. So my opponent has kept his Newt team. He doesn't have Brute Alpha, so he's kept his Newt and Dooku with some Geos, and then he's kept his crew team without First Order Stormtrooper. Doesn't look as threatening, but the speeds are pretty fast, about 230 to 240, so effectively 270 speed. And then we've got Kart team along with bounty hunters. So bounty hunters, I believe, are not as fast, so I might be able to use my trooper team against these guys. They're about 253 Bosk. So let me go ahead and do that first, and uh, and then we can take care of the other team. So I'm going to go in with my troopers. They are G11, but think uh, I think they have enough damage. They're modded for enough damage to take care of this team. I'm going to go after Greedo first. Okay, and now let's go after Boba. He's the next weakest. Let's reduce some cooldowns, and so I got lucky that Stagger landed on Bosk, and that's why with the Death Trooper's AoE, I was able to reduce his turn meter even further. All right, now we've got Death Mark, so let's just apply that on Bosk and finish him off. And now let's finish off Imbo and finally Cad Bane. Good. So we didn't allow them to take any turns, so that was a good outcome. Next, with the Karth team, I might go with my first order over here against the Karth team, just because I want to see what's at the back. And again, my principle is never to go undersized in the first few walls. I always want to see what's there at the back, and save my really good meta teams for the back, and then I can safely undersize. Once I know that I can safely undersize some of the back teams if they're weak, that's when I go in for undersized party. Otherwise, I never take a risk with undersize in the front. It might cost me one or two banners, but I don't think one or two banners are worth really stressing over. So I'm going to stun Juhani because I don't want her cleansing. If I stun anyone else, Juhani on her turn is going to end up going and cleansing everyone. And then let me pass this over to crew, and then let's start working on Canvas. Okay, keep the. All right, let's keep working. I'm going to keep the taunt on crew. Dispel. All right. Now let's just get rid of this guy because he's already under health. Let's just get rid of him with the basic. And I'm going to, let's see, stun mission. Don't want her assisting. And then work on let's see, work on Zalbar. Keep the taunt on crew. I should have probably saved one dispel. That's fine. Let's dispel this guy and let's finish off Candrus. And then let's go after mission. Let's do a basic here. All right, almost done. This will take out mission. Let's dispel this guy, and I think let's finish him off. Let's pass a stun over to Juhani. I think almost everyone is at full health and full protection, with the exception of First Order Stormtrooper. So I need to pass some buffs to him if I can. All right, so I'm going to use First Order Officer's buff pass to First Order Stormtrooper so that he gets full health and protection recovery. Okay, 60 banners here too. Now let's see what's at the back, and then we can decide what to take up top. Unless they have some surprises with some tough teams at the back. Grievous and Sisters. Interesting. So I'm going to definitely save my Treya for Grievous. And Sisters, well, it doesn't have Spirit, so maybe the Rex Wampa for that. And then I still have my CLS and Padme, or maybe I can use my Padme against the Sisters as well. Let's see what to use to take this out. So I'm fairly sure that there's not going to be any Revens or CLS or any of the other meta teams on top. But let's clear this with some non-meta teams, and then we can see what's there at the back. Okay, what do I want to use against First Order? What do I have left? I have JTR who I can use against crew. And then I still have my Grievous team as well that I could use. Let's see. And then I have CLS, Padme, Grievous, and Treya. Those four are really good teams already. All right, so I think I'll use my JTR against the crew. I could probably go undersized for that, or no, let me just go with the regular squad. And then against maybe I'll just use my Basti Wampa against the new team. Or maybe Basti Wampa against crew, and JTR against the new team. That might work out to be better. Okay, here I can definitely go undersized. That should take care of the crew team pretty easily. Okay, now let's land some days. There he goes. Now let's get rid of Fox. Oh, this is too easy. Okay, this should finish him off. All right, so we got one undersized party victory, and we should be able to use JTR against this team at the south. Yeah, I think let's use JTR. I'm gonna use probably, I don't need a holdo for days. Can probably go with just these other guys. I've got a dispel with RT. I think that should be enough. Let me just control this guy and stun him and try to take him out early so that I don't have to deal with his counters. Dispel him. Let's stun Newt because I don't want extortion going out. That's soldier. Okay, let's just use a basic on soldier. And now, so if I, let's just save that. If I kill Newt, he's going to revive and go under stealth. So let me just control him and work on Sunpack. And okay, so reduce his turn meter again, and let's finish off Sunpack. All right, it should be easy to control now. So he's gone into stealth. Let's get him out of stealth and finish him off. Unfortunately, I think I'll be left without full protection on 2 of the units, which means I'll probably get 59 points. There we go, 59. All right. Let's see what's at the back. So far, we have been doing 60 on every single one of the matches, with the exception of 59 on one. And this is a really, really weak team. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about. We can polish this off with a lot of points. So the 2 toughest teams, let's take care of those first, the ones below. Sisters and Grievous. And the Grievous team, they do have Magna Guard, so the whole team is going to go under stealth. So I'm probably going to use Treya against that with Thrawn, undersized as well. And I'm going to use, let's see, Sisters, Asajj. What can I use? Oh, I can use my Padme against the Sisters. Those guys will do a really good job against the Sisters. All right, and then I still have my CLS and Grievous team, and my prepared scoundrels for the top. But I do need to complete the Grievous quest because let's take a look at the feats before we attack the back zone. I have done, I think, 1 or 2 undersized feats already, but apart from that, there are a couple of new ones which have been released with this match. Let's see. Defeat 5 enemies in squad or fleet arena with Galactic Republic. So that's for main arena. Squad arena battles, inflict debuffs. So we've already inflicted about 114 debuffs. So really nothing to worry about over there. I think by the next match I should be able to inflict the rest of the debuffs as well. And then we have Fist of the Separatists. Defeat 24 enemy units in Grand Arena with a Separatist character or ship. So I have to take in my Grievous team, and we've got 12 days for this. So I'm going to take in my Grievous team and defeat 5 of those characters, 5 enemy units. Let's see. I might actually even split up my Separatist team into 2 to take out the weak teams at the top. But let's see. Tactical advance, completely clear 18 Grand Arena territory, so that will come naturally, and undersized squad. So I've got 4 undersized squads already done. I think I do have a chance to go with another 4 with the back wall over here. So, and that will complete this quest, Know Thy Enemy, the second part of it. Then I can go right ahead to the third part of it in the next match. Okay, so 4 undersized squads is what I'm going for, and debuffs I think will come by themselves, and separatist defeating enemies with separatist characters. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's trick Treya and let's trick Treya and Thrawn versus Grievous, and we'll go undersized with that. Okay, so let's pass this over to Treya so she can isolate this guy, Magna, and let's save Fracture for now. Let's dispel that. All right, let's go ahead and fracture Grievous. Ooh, I'm about to lose my Thrawn, which is bad news. Let's just get rid of him. So Fracture luckily stopped my Grievous from the enemy Grievous from going. Unfortunately lost Thrawn, which was unfortunate. But let's just go ahead and get rid of Grievous, and then we can take care of the team pretty easily. So this wasn't a clean battle, but Grievous teams are always messy. Let's daze this guy. Get rid of him. Okay, so B1 is gone, and we'll end with, let's see, 55. Yeah, that's not ideal. But at least we got the undersized party bonus on this one. Yeah, so that was the messiest team. I think on defense, everything else was pretty okay. All right, so let's go with our Padme team for this. And I'm going to take out C3PO and just go in with the 4 of them. That should be able to take care of the Night Sister team. Okay, let's get some protection up. So the good thing about Padme versus Night Sisters is none of the debuffs land, whether it's plague or um, whether it's plague or stuns. Those are the main ways in which Night Sister teams do a lot of damage. So none of that is going to land, and it's going to be pretty easy to control these guys. All right, let's take care of our first kill. And this will take care of the second kill. And let's stun this one. Let's get some protection up. So as long as there's protection up, none of the debuffs are going to land. So that was the second one. Okay. All right. Let's keep working on Daka. Daka's gone. And now let's get rid of Talzin. Let's get some protection up. Perfect timing. No plague is going to land. Okay, let's actually get rid of Asajj. He's stunning too much. Talzin is not as threatening since all of our mass assists actually end up healing the team. All right. Now we can just go after Talia. So again, not full banners and protection, but at least I managed to, I think, inflict a few debuffs and end with 15-9. And I got the credit for the undersized party, which is what I was looking for. All right, pretty stress-free match. Usually my battles against sisters are much more stressful than that, but Padme is one of the best teams to take against Night Sisters for sure. All right, so now we've got these two weak teams left, and what do I want to take against them? I do want to get my separatist kills. So I've got CLS and I've got General Grievous. Let's take a look at the debuffs feat once again and see where we are on that. Let's see, feats. Okay, so we've got the debuffs feat. So let's go ahead and claim that. I think the Treya team did the job on the debuffs. So we are good with that. 2 more battles undersized, so we can complete this Know Thy Enemy quest as well. Fist of the Separatist, 24 enemy units in Grand Arena with a Separatist character. All right, let's see if we can't complete at least a little bit more than 5 of those this time. Let's mix up our teams a little bit. Actually, you know what? We've got plenty of time for that. Let me just go ahead and use CLS on one team and Grievous on the other team. Okay, let's just use CLS over here. This should be more than enough. All right, let's get rid of wedge. Let's apply some buff immunity. And let's just get rid of this guy. Base does a lot of countering. You know what? Let's just get rid of Scarab Level Pathfinder. And why the hell is he not going? Okay, let's get rid of base first and then deal with that guy later. It's gonna come back and yep, now he's gone for good. 62, full health and full protection. Okay, now Grievous against the other team down south, Phoenix team. So we should be able to use just a couple of droids with Grievous, and that should do the job. These guys should be more than enough. So I have my B1 model for offense, so he can be used as not just a healer, but a great secondary offense character. Okay, I'm gonna heal up these guys. Let's get rid of him or stun him. Getting pretty low in stacks on my... I think these guys mass attacked my B1, which made me lose some of the health on him. Let me just heal up. Oh, I don't think I'll be able to completely heal up Grievous. All right, let me just heal up B1 or B2. 60. Yeah, should have got a little bit more for that, but that's fine. Yeah, the mass attack on B1 was unexpected. Okay, so still a good performance. I think I must have got 1915, I think, close to 1916, which is great. So I think this is a little more than 19. I think it's going to be 19 and a half. So my opponent would need to get, sorry, 59. This is going to be 59 and a half efficiency wise. So my opponent would need to get 59 points on 4 of my teams and 60 points on 4 other teams in order to beat me. So that's going to be a tough job, especially given that fact that I have a reasonably tough defense which can take off a lot of protection. So this is the reason why um, it's risky to go offense heavy. If you set a really light defense, not balanced enough, then your opponent can clear you really efficiently, getting close to 60 banners per match, and that will leave you in a really tough situation, because you'll be, even if taking in a really strong offensive team against a strong defensive team, you'll end up losing some banners. I mean, Darth Revan versus Darth Revan, it's not always going to be perfect. Even if you have the stronger Darth Revan, you'll end up losing at least 3 or 4 banners. Jedi Knight Revan also is pretty tough. And what it also does is it puts them on pressure, because now my opponent is going to see that I've got 1916 points, and it's going to put them under pressure. They have to go into each and every match with a mindset of getting at least 59 banners. And that's going to end up causing them to make a mistake, and they'll probably end up screwing things up even more because of that. So which is why, as I mentioned in a couple of videos ago, when you go offense heavy, the onus of not making mistake is on you. But if you go defense heavy, then the pressure of not making mistake is on your opponent. So that's what I've done over here. I've transferred the pressure from myself to my opponent. That's a much more comfortable style that I have of playing. All right, so that's it for the first week of Grand Arena exhibition match. We do have, I think, a day of review where we'll also get a chance to remod our characters, and after another day, our rosters will lock again, and after which we will start the second week of Grand Arena Championship. So I've made quite a few interesting updates since last time. My General Grievous has become G13. My my geos have been geared up a little more as well. And I've added one or two extra zetas as well. So looking forward to the second week. Hopefully we'll have more interesting matchups, and looking forward to sharing those videos with you guys. All right. Thanks for joining me. I will catch you guys in a few days. Enjoy and game responsibly.